Good morning, everyone. So this is going to be the pre-market prep that I'm doing for today. This is January 31st, Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at yesterday's price action. So I'm going to go to the 15-minute chart so I can modify my zones. So you'll see that we had this zone from the previous day. Now what I'm going to want to do is, this is not something that necessarily too many people do, but what I want to do is I want to extend this to encompass yesterday. So we have a good zone here. And this zone starts at like 404.23. So actually I just want to modify this zone to encompass yesterday's high of day. So let's increase that zone. Yep, and I will lock that zone in. And then we have a second zone that I had here. And this zone, I'm not too happy with how it was drawn. So I'm going to actually modify it to be more reflective of the price action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it down to right there, because that's where we had the majority of, I think I'll keep it like that. Okay, so no, not necessarily a right or wrong way to do this. This is just how I do it. I want to show you guys. I'm just a little bit more transparent and see if anyone can benefit. So there's that. This is cool. So this is a supply zone, or demand zone, sorry, that I drew from the 24th, and you can already see that the pre-market price action respected it quite well. This is yesterday's pre-market low, and you can see it rejected earlier in this pre-market. I don't typically keep these pre-market prices as levels on my chart for the next day, but since it was really well respected yesterday, this pre-market low was, it found support on here several times and then rejected off of it a few times. So what I can do is I'll convert it to one of my regular supports. So I'll make it this gray line right here, and then I'll look for some other really important levels for the day. So if we drop lower, we already have a demand zone here, and I have a second demand zone here from the 23rd, and then a third from the 25th. So I have zones covered all the way till 393, so I think I'm covered on the downside. On the upside, I have several more zones to cover me that we plotted yesterday. This one, this zone right here comes from 27th high of day, and then the one above it go date all the way back to December. So I should be covered for the most part on the upside as well. So I'm going to get rid of the levels that were applicable to yesterday in pre-market. So I'm going to get rid of this pre-market high. I don't think it's really valid anymore, or too important. And now I'm going to look at levels in between the zones that I can potentially take profit. So in between these two zones, we can go back to the price action from this region. And so and this is the 25th, so let me go to the 5-minute chart, and let's grab some zones, which I already drew them, but I'll show you where I got them from. Alright, so this is a pretty good level. We have multiple supports here, and then, excuse me, we actually ended up jumping on this bullish candle from this level, so I'll mark that. I already have it. Second level right here was a strong support, bounced right off of there. It rejected twice here, so it could be a resistance at that point, and then it found support twice there. And then third here, we found support 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on that level. So these are my 3 levels that I have for scalping between these two zones. And then let's go ahead and see if there were some levels from yesterday that could hold quite well today. So there was a really strong support level on the 5-minute chart right here. You can see, I'm going to draw that. I think I'm trying to find the best way to draw this to encompass the most candles there. So this level, you can see we rejected twice here, rejected there, rejected there. We found support on this line 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times there, and then you can see that we kind of went a little bit below it and then shot back up there. So I like that zone, or that level, sorry, and I'm going to keep that. And then I think I can identify another strong level here. Let me see. I'll do this one. So you can see here resistance 1, 2, a couple times there, Found support on this level 1, 2, 3 times there, rejected 1, 2 times there, wick through it twice here, rejected twice here. So several candles respected that level, so that's going to be my level in between zones there. So quite level heavy. We have a lot of scalp targets. This helps me to take quick profits, get 10, 15%, 20% on my contracts, and I have a lot of places to take profits. So different style, guys. If you're not a fan of scalping, if you prefer to hold things or swing trade, then I mean all these levels and zones probably won't help you, but this is how I do it. I'm going to mark pre-market low now, even though we still have 40 minutes until open, just because I believe we probably won't make a move back here. It looks like we have a nice strong uptrend. We must have gotten some data at 8:30. I don't even know. I need to check that, but let me mark this pre-market low, and then obviously at 9:30 I will check to make sure that these are different, or if they are different I'll mark them accordingly, and then at 9:30 I will mark my pre-market high, and then we'll go from there. So there's a pre-market prep for today, and hopefully that's helpful.